There's a video that I am extremely proud of that is not yet released, but it's going to be really good. I'm calling it Merrill's Iron Dissertation. He's not really a doctor. And it's going to be released on the XP Metal Detector's channel. I just finished part 1, the properties of iron, what you need to know to enhance your metal detecting. That is my A game, but I'm actually here to talk to you today about part 2, iron deposition site-specific advice, but I started at the beginning and I learned something big. How did iron, which of course is an element, get to Earth in the first place? Oh my goodness, this is a geek out, let's go!
Please bear with Merrill's piss poor animation skills.
At the beginning, whether you define it as an act of God or a manifestation of science, Flat Earth thought differently, there was a big explosion. This explosion is often referred to as the Big Bang. According to NASA, after the Big Bang, the universe was like a hot soup of particles, protons, neutrons, and electrons. When the universe started cooling, the protons and neutrons began combining into ionized atoms of hydrogen and eventually some helium. Things were dark for hundreds of millions of years, but gravity pulled the light elements together, and eventually the first stars were formed.
All you need to make a star is hydrogen, gravity, and time. Gravity brings matter together. And when you bring matter together and you squeeze things into smaller spaces, they necessarily heat up. It's a simple law of chemistry. You compress something, you drive the temperature up.
Now, you've been patiently waiting. What are you getting at with this, Merrill? One of the biggest challenges that any detectorist has is to learn how to cope with iron, which is so abundant where we dig. It notoriously throws metal detectorists off. It also throws stars off.
Eventually, fusion sparks deep in the core of these giant balls of gas, and the first stars start to manufacture many of the heavy elements that make up your car today.
Who cares about cars? Keep going.
A star is basically a machine for turning lighter elements into heavier elements.
Fusion takes place only inside the core of these first stars, fusing hydrogen atoms together to create helium. And when all the hydrogen in the core is used up, the star finds new fuel to burn.
All right, listen to the cosmetologist. He knows a lot more than just hair, skin, and nails.
After you burn hydrogen to form helium, the core of the star begins to collapse and get hotter. And there is enough energy then to fuse 3 helium nuclei into carbon. And then that fuses to form nitrogen, oxygen, silicon, iron.
But this incredible production line of elements can't go on forever.
The heavier atoms you ram together, the less energy you get out. So you turn hydrogen into helium, helium becomes carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. But every time there's a bit less energy to be had until you get to iron.
The iron that is in your car is actually essentially a deadly poison when it comes to a star.
Bro, it's even worse on Earth when you get to a site with a lot of square nails.
It's robbing that star of the heat needed to keep itself up.
So the star collapses, dies, and explodes at the moment you create iron in the core. I mean, literally the fraction of a second. I'm not kidding. That's how dramatic and weird the steel in your car is.
The explosion, called a supernova, is one of the brightest and most violent events in the universe.
It releases enough energy to dwarf what the sun puts out over its entire lifetime. And all of the elements that it has created are then dispersed out into space.
So this is what we know right now. The fusion that goes on in the center of stars that form new elements stops at iron. But wait a second, iron is right here on the periodic table. I'm a little bit more interested in this one, AU.
One of the key open questions, though, was what about the heavier elements? What about gold and platinum and uranium? Where do those come from?
At the end of supernova explosions, new kinds of stars are formed, called neutron stars. They often come in pairs, binary stars.
They're extremely dense and compact and heavy. It weighs about 1.5 times the mass of our sun, but it's the size of a city like New York or London or Boston. And they incorporate a lot of neutrons, which is why they're called neutron stars.
Some scientists theorize that elements heavier than iron were created in the collision of two neutron stars. What happens when they collide? Fusion on a massive scale.
Why did I make this video? Because when we metal detect, we are hunting for the remnants of neutron stars. Some of you relic hunters that go for the iron and you love to restore it, you got to rethink your life. You need neutron stars in your life. So think about it. The next time that somebody asks you, "What are you looking for?" you tell them that you are looking for the remnants of neutron stars. That's great, Merrill, but what else does this have to do with metal detecting? Everything. Of all of the elements, how many are magnetic? Iron, cobalt, and nickel. Just this. And if you look at the abundance of iron in Earth's crust and compare it to cobalt and nickel, there's a lot more iron. And metal detectors create magnetic fields. You might want to pause this video and read this entire paragraph. I'm going to read the highlighted section here. As you sweep the detector over the ground, you make the magnetic field move around too. If you move the detector over a metal object, the moving magnetic field affects the atoms inside the metal. In other words, metal detector sends a pulse of energy out, which in turn excites the electrons in the object and creates a second magnetic field, which is picked up by the metal detector. But let's put it this way. Iron does not have the same conductive properties as silver. And what happens when you put silver in the ground for long periods of time, even hundreds of years? It's still silver. It still looks just like the day that it was dropped. Maybe it got tarnished a little bit. Let me ask you the same question about iron. You put iron in the ground, what happens? Exactly, it rusts. I guarantee it, if you go to a historic site, you are going to find a lot of iron. Many beaches, especially in their windy seasons and after storms, you're going to see a lot of magnetic sand at the beach. And you will also find places, even in the United States, where there is highly mineralized and very often highly magnetic soils. You're going to get answers. I have been working on this video for several months now, and I'm very proud of it. It's going to be on the XP channel. I proposed the name Merrill's Iron Dissertation for it to be called, but keep an eye out. We'll determine a name for it. Keep an eye out for it. It is very worthwhile. You're going to learn a lot. Now, what do you say we go looking for neutron stars? Let's go! Before we go searching for neutron stars, I'm going to ask you to hit that subscribe button. Almost 75% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. Please support my channel. Hit that subscribe button. It's sand season in New York City right now, and it's kind of the quiet time of year. The grass is starting to grow long, and the beaches are very sandy. But still, there's opportunity. I'm using the Crater Maker program here. I'll link to the video where I give my beach settings, and let's go. All right, so what we're seeing here is a cut that has been closed up, but that looks like a low beach down there. Let's go. All right, we're in the middle of the flat, and I got my first signal here. Let's go. Still down there. Yep. Oh man, the problem with crater making. This is a dime. Yeah. If you want to detect on the beach at this time of year, you have no choice but to go deep. So it's going to be a lot of digging, but look at it like a workout. You know, you're getting your steps in, you're getting your digging in.
I'm at the base, well, maybe about 10 feet away from that slope. I got a strong 89 signal. 2 dimes, that one was not nearly as much work. Right by the dime, 62. Hey, we're getting targets, that's good. This one I'm gonna guess is a nickel. Nickel it is. I like what I see though. I'm seeing the green. And I'm seeing Thomas Jefferson. All right, down closer to the water. 90, that sounds surface. Dime. Even closer to the water, we got 89. We are all around. You see targets everywhere here. So let's dig. Another dime. Let's go.
If you've been watching my videos for some time, you will understand what this means. I'm basically starting out on the beach, and I am doing V-shapes till I hit a target. Then I'm spiraling out from that target. It usually happens that objects wash up together through the flows of the ocean. They end up in similar places.
Just to clarify, when I say targets everywhere, what I mean is like they're really spread out. I don't mean as like huge volume of targets. I mean they're really spread out. So we gotta think about how we're gonna approach this.
In other words, I spiraled, but there was nothing else. Those 3 targets that you see there, they happened alone. So I keep looking.
Oh man, penny made of zinc. All right, 89. I'm only gonna show you the signal if it's a really interesting one. It's another greenie. Old school penny with the green. Another greenie. We're starting to hit a patch here. I had a feeling this was an 82. We are on the board, people. There we go. I think we got silver. We got some silver. There we go. 82, just to show you, because right after I say we're not showing you signals. 82. Yeah. There we go, nice little silver ring. Okay, on to the next.
You are a part of a neutron star. We gotta clean you up a little bit, but I kind of like him like this. Go and join your friends. There we go.
This was far back on the beach. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th signal, and it was down here. 61, 62. A piece of something. You could see from my footsteps, I gridded somewhat tightly, went up and down the beach. You know, I really didn't know where things were on this one because it's spread out. But now that I found that patch, I'm gonna really close up my grid, and let's see what we get.
Patches in late March, early April. This is the lean season. You find one, you hit it hard.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing now. Look at this. This is this has been exposed for a long period of time. Look at that. That's a greenie right there. It's a quarter. And we're talking years there. That's been exposed for years. Interesting one. 88, 89. Okay, this is an interesting one. I just pulled this. Now look at the difference. Got the iron out. We still have something down here. And it was a greenie right around the iron. Okay. Interesting signal. 88, 89. Loud, and I hear some iron. And it's a penny.
You find a beach, especially this time of year. No, forget that. Any time of year with that much corrosion on the coins, it hasn't been touched in a while. So that's another sign. You stay there, you dig.
46. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And I see you. Yeah, just a nickel. I guess that was on its side, and not sure. That sure was pretty deep. That's a good, I don't know, 13, 14 inches. Quarter close to the surface, pasted to this hill. Same patch, another dime. Mid-tone. Okay, this is different. This might be a foreign coin. I do believe it is a foreign coin. Let's take a look at whatever this is. It's a quarter. I think we got another foreign coin, or maybe it's my gold coin. I don't think so. Why is this gold? That looks like a quarter.
Oh, when day camps make better coins than the good old United States of America, at least in the case of a zinc penny. There's a nice little coin you got there. Oh, look at this. Zinc is higher than iron on the periodic table. I guess that means that this is the poop of neutron stars.
48. Oh, I see you.
Sushi. Has been unlocked.
I see you. There we go. Is there any iron? I don't see it. I think we got the real thing. This is either a really, really good Fugazi, or this is the real thing. I think we got the real thing. It's got some weight to it also. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, sushi. It's been a minute. Sushi has been unlocked.
This thing is full of engravings. You got the 14K there. And you got whatever that says there. And this is not magnetic. It is a beautiful piece of gold. Go and join your friends.
Another mid-tone right next to it. This one's gonna be a nickel. Dime. Another dime. Another quarter. Quite the patch now. Memorial penny. 84. This is in the zinc range. I really haven't been pulling much zinc today, though. Yeah, I jinxed it. Another quarter. Nickel. Another nickel. This one sounds deep. Deep zinc, but watch this. Boom. Yeah, that's a crater. Quarter. Mid-tone. Barely registering. This is going to be a crater, folks. Yeah, this is right in the center of this. Look at this. Yep, day is 2. Yep, it's going to be a nickel. Quarter.
Now, there's something to be learned from this experience today. I'm always drawn to the water and close to the water, but later in the year, even though this is early in 2024, this is considered late 2023 beach season. All of the stuff that has been pushed back, all of the stuff that was dropped has been pushed back. And don't forget to look back. I found this patch and it had silver and gold in it.
Oh, I thought it was something else. Okay, got one of these thingies. Yeah, that's been there for a while. The water filled it in, but again, that's quite the pull. Nickel. I'm continuing to check in front of the patch, just because flow, if you're talking about rings, it's not going to flow the same as coins, but this really late in the season, because we're still recovering the stuff from last year, 2023 or even before. This late in the season, it hasn't been fresh drops. Everything should be far back. High 70s, center of this crater too. Yeah, Oh yeah, more zinc. Look at the two jetties. Okay, so this side, let me stand my dais here. This side over here is going to be, you stay there, more sanded than this one over here. 65. Nickel, super deep. Nickel. Dime, dime. Quarter. Nickel. I don't even know if you could hear that. Deep mid-tone below the patch. Yeah, this is perhaps the deepest signal of the day. I will concede that it was in the side of the wall, right in here. But if you're looking at this, that's a good 20 inches, and that's on a nickel signal right there. Nickel. Quarter. Well, this might have to be our drop the mic.
Thank you so much for joining us for a fun day at the beach and also talking about neutron stars and iron and all that fun stuff. Thank you everybody for watching.